You got to say something to your opponent. Do you know who your opponent is?
Yeah, it's fuck, dude. I think it's some homeless guy that's like sitting outside of.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. The shit talk game is great.
His name is JT or Jeffrey Wells. We have some history. I've already actually, I'm not gonna bring it up, but we've sparred in the past, and let's just say it wasn't good for him. And I have pictures and videos. So.
Report live from the other side of America. Give me a hearse, but I ain't give a fuck. Send me to church. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Episode 5 with Brian Anderson in the books. Went so well. Got my producer a nice autograph picture. You're welcome, Nick. Love you, buddy. But now we got episode 6, and I'm here with my man Andres Ponce. I said that right?
You got it.
I got it right.
Ponce,
All right. I had to ask because you don't want to mess up names in the podcast game, man. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. It's good. It's been a really good year, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Compared to what most people
I was going to say, compared to anybody else in the world. Yeah. Why has it been a good year? What's been going on with you?
Man, I made a lot of really big changes in my life this year that impacted me in a lot of people around me in very positive ways. And I can say that ultimately I've discovered my ultimate goal in life and like what I want to accomplish. And then just overall figured out what's gonna make me happy.
Yeah, I mean that's what you got to do. Same thing for me. Wow, we literally talk pre-show.
No, yeah,
and we have so much in common. It's kind of crazy how these things come together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean finding what you wanted to do, and that is fighting in the MMA. You Fight Ready MMA is who you fight with, correct?
I do not actually.
Do not. Okay.
I used to fight with Fight Ready MMA.
Okay.
We cut ties, the coach and I. Nothing bad, anything like that. We just crossed our paths crossed at the wrong times, and I wasn't ready to be a student, and when I was, it was on to bigger and better things for him. So for me, I'm now at Jay Page's Jiu-Jitsu and MMA.
Okay.
And since I've been there, I can say it's been full circle with my camp, and it's been a great experience, and I found a new family, and it's really, really overwhelming, and it's really, really exciting, actually.
Yeah, I mean, when you can find that family and do what you love on top of that, man, you can't beat that, to be honest.
You can't, yeah.
And you actually were supposed to have a fight next week.
Yeah.
And then that's why we planned it for this week.
Yeah, exactly.
We were like, we're going to do it this week so that way it drops, and then he has his fight. But COVID kind of screwed that up. Have they rescheduled it, pushed it back? What's kind of the deal with that?
Yeah, so we same show, everything. It's still a private event, but it's going to be pay-per-view only for Rough. That's going to be here in Tempe, but like I said, a private location.
Yeah.
That's going to be. I got moved to September 4th, so it's
about
a month out from.
It's my
next
mom's
week.
birthday.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah. So you got to win, dude. I'm gonna get the pay-per-view and watch it with her. I'm gonna make her watch.
Absolutely.
She loves MMA. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Mom. I'm just kidding.
You're grounded, man.
I know, right? But a couple other things we had in common that I didn't know, and so I kind of want to start on this and let's kick off the journey. You were in the military.
Yes, sir.
What happened with that? Why'd you go in? What was kind of your gig with that?
I fucked around a lot in school, and I was always a very athletic student. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of opportunities to probably go to college and wrestle and wrestle in different universities, and I kind of pissed that away with poor behavior and whatnot. And
happens.
I was probably one of the most talented kids that really never went anywhere with it.
Yeah.
So I ended up saying, screw it, I'm going to join the military and wrestle for one of these military branches. And that's what I made up my mind to do.
Okay.
Around that time, I started going to, the recruiter's office.
Yeah.
Going to different branches. I tried to join the Marines originally because most of my family was
Marines, man.
Right?
Freaking Marines.
Yeah. My family almost fucked it up for me, man. Yeah. They hated it. They were pretty upset when I joined the Navy because everybody else was like Marines. Even my mom gave me shit.
Oh, damn. Yeah, from your own mom?
Oh, dude. You're going to meet my mom.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Man. Yeah, I'm sorry. You said that very early on, like, you got to meet my mom. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do this.
Right. If I'm leading with that, it says something. No.
Yeah, we're not even 4 minutes into the show, man. But, sorry, continue.
No, so I decided to join the Navy. I in that time, found a new path. I decided I was going to wrestle, and then I wanted to be a Navy SEAL. I wanted to join SO. I wanted to go to BUDS, and I wanted to do all that.
Not many people want to do that, neither. You wanted to go to BUDS?
Yeah, originally I didn't want to. I remember I went to the first special Spec War workout they have for trainees that are wanting to dep in and go to do that. And they have programs for that now. And the first workout I went to, my instructor says, if you want to do something badass and you want to wrestle for the Navy, he's like, you should try this.
Yeah.
He's like, most wrestlers like doing this. And I said, oh, all right. I show up to a workout, man. This dude threw me in the water, and I thought I knew how to swim. I got maybe 200 meters.
Yeah.
And he just told me to get out. He's like, because I was doing a PFT test, you know,
in the water.
PRS,
Yeah.
And he was like, the first test part of the test is a 500 meter swim. I didn't even get 200 meters in. And he just gets like, he's like, get out.
Yeah.
He's like, do you even know how to swim? And I was just like looking at the instructor, like, yes sir. He's like, dude, just start doing the workout. And they start having these dudes like lifting logs and they're crawling around. I'm like, dude, I'm not even in the military yet. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, for sure.
I got in the car, and then I remember I called my mom, and I started crying, and I was just like shivering, freezing, because this is in the wintertime. This dude has us jumping in and out of the water.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't know.
It changed real quick.
Real quick, bro. And I'm 18 years old, so like, mind you, I'm a very selfish person at this time. I have a girlfriend that I was with for 6.5 years at this time.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that, and we'll get into that later, but that is a big part of my life that fucked me up. But so I'm like, I called both of them, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Like, and I'm like, I lost my scholarships. I'm working at I'm working at Smashburger, trying to figure my life out.
Yeah.
Don't really know where to live. I'm staying at my girlfriend's college dorm because I don't know where I'm gonna stay.
You don't know where you're gonna live. Yeah.
And so I said, fuck it. And I joined the military, and I said, I'm going to try and wrestle. And they told me about this shit. And by the time I sat there and thought about it for like a whole 24 hours, I said, I'm going to go back to the workout. Yeah.
I was like, they got you quick, huh?
They
had you. They had the
I was like,
drive,
what else am I going to do? I was like, realistically, like, what am I going to do? I know I can't go to school, man. I barely graduated high school. There's no way I'm going to get through college. You know what I mean? There's no way I'm going to get through college. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to join the military. Whether I end up fucking wrestling or whether I end up doing the special warfare or whether I end up fucking scrubbing
doing whatever,
boats,
man. Yeah,
whatever. Yeah. It's something, it's a way out. To at least from, like, I guess in the sense I looked at it and like, it's going to make me not look like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Know? Because my ex she came from a good family. She knew what she wanted to do in her life. Like most people that I went to high school with did. I went to good high schools. My mom always wanted me to put me in better schools. Yeah. Even though we didn't grow up in the best neighborhoods. And, so that was the hard part to try and establish was like,
for sure,
I was trying to do what everybody else thought was best for me.
And that's not always the way to go. I mean, I'm learning that right now. A lot of people I know are learning that right now, and it doesn't mean anything to do what other people want to do.
Absolutely.
If they want you to do something, like, that's cool. You can take that into consideration, but like, who cares? Luckily, I have people that support me, and it sounds like your mom supports you. She followed me on Instagram already. That was awesome. And you got to find what you want to do, and sometimes that takes 7, 8, 9 test runs to figure it out. For me, the military was kind of an escape to get away from baseball. I love baseball to death. We had Brian Anderson on last week.
You look like a baseball player.
I am, dude. Through and through. Been playing.
You look
T-ball.
good too.
Been playing T-ball since I was like 3 years old. Man. Just like making the way through.
That's crazy, man. I've been playing. I started playing T-ball when I was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And I actually was supposed to go to college to play baseball, but
nice.
I stopped playing baseball sophomore year of high school. I stopped playing baseball.
Okay.
So I could wrestle full time, and my mom almost had a fucking heart attack. My mom was like, "Why would you stop playing baseball? Like, why she couldn't like fathom the thought of me stopping a sport I've been playing since 4 years old to go and grab other men in a singlet."
You know what I mean?
So,
well, I mean, I'm from Iowa, so like wrestling is it, man.
Yeah.
Like you can talk about football, baseball, basketball, but like when it comes to the sport, like it is wrestling, man.
Yeah,
they are
absolutely.
Crazy people. They're on another level. They'll sit in a sauna.
Ohio, all those places. Yeah.
They'll sit in saunas for hours, man. Oh, I don't know how they do it. But yeah, I definitely just went into the military, and I got super lucky. Yeah. Like I got to jump out of airplanes in Italy, man. Like you don't beat that.
Airborne?
In an airborne unit, in the 173rd. And so like for me it was fun, and I got to do different things, but man, like at the end of the day there's still like embracing the suck, having to go through shit that you don't want to go through, and you don't really have any choice. Like you're already signed on the dotted line. Yeah. I knew once I was doing my fingerprint to sign on my contracts, I was like, wow, this isn't just like a signature.
Yeah.
Like they want that fingerprint on there. So how'd you get to fighting and doing MMA type stuff?
So fast forward a few years, I get out of the military, and I got out. Unfortunately, I got out early, but I came back as a reserve.
Okay.
And I didn't know what to do because I had 2 years as a reserve, and I was like, I had 2 years as a reserve. If I didn't get recover or didn't get better.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like a physical therapy type thing, and eventually, I just was a reserve.
Yeah.
year went by, and then all of a
weekend
sudden,
action.
Yeah, as a weekend warrior, just sitting around campfires and hearing old dudes'
stories.
stories
Yep.
about how they knew Navy SEALs and they were here and they were there. And
And they were in the, dude, I literally went to this thing called, you got to go to muster whenever you get out, because I'm still I'm still
I know
technically
muster.
in
Yeah.
for like 2 more years. They can recall me at any time, but they called me and they were basically just trying to push the National Guard on me, or reserves, and I was
Yeah.
like, no, I'm good. And they're like, but why? Like, why? And I was like, I did my time, like a great time. I'm still best friends with a lot of people, but I'm enjoying life right now. And they're like, but you can get a bonus. And I'm like, I know, but I can make money doing something that I love every single day, not just one weekend a year.
right.
So yeah, it always cracks me up when they try and push that on you. But yeah, sorry, back to how you came into fighting.
Yeah. So then I was out, and now that I look back at it, man, I didn't really see it at that time, but I was kind of depressed. I didn't know what to do. I got a job immediately.
Okay.
This was like right when I can't remember when I came home. It was a few years back. But this was right when Planet Fitness first opened, like one of their first locations. And
Oh,
like,
really?
Yeah, in like Arizona, and it was like in Chandler, and like off of like Arizona Avenue in the 202.
Okay.
And I saw the ad before. I was still in like some other state, and I was looking at jobs, and I was coming home right on Thanksgiving. And I was going to surprise my mom.
Yeah.
So I remember I got a job, and I messaged the guy, and I was like, hey, man, I'm in the military. I'm coming home. Like, I want to work immediately.
Yeah.
Because I was scared. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, I'm a reserve. I don't make enough money as a reserve to earn a living.
No.
I had some money put away in some credit cards, but I was like, how long is that going to last?
Yeah, for sure.
And I did it for about 4 or 5 days at Planet Fitness, and I quit. And I did stop, no calling, no showing. I remember the little manager tried to tell everybody that he fired me because I ended up being cool with one of the guys who actually ended up being a professional fighter in the UFC before, like,
Right.
he had told me he was training and stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, and this is before I had really gotten into it. I just wrestled.
Oh, okay.
And his name's Joe Gelati. Funny enough, he ended up being in the UFC.
Yeah.
And
Funny how things come together.
right?
That's for sure. Yeah.
And then years later, we ended up talking and whatnot. But we trained at different gyms. He's a much bigger guy than me.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, and then after that, everybody's like, dude, just don't really worry about working right now. You have money put away. Just X and I lived together, and I was like, all right, I'll just not work for maybe a month and figure my life out.
Find what you want to do.
And then I ended up my best friend at the time, Simon Smith, was like, hey man, I train at this gym called Arizona Combat Sports. Come over here and check it out. And I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Went over there and immediately fell in love with it. The coaches had me working out with the pros like within my first couple weeks.
Damn. Okay.
Not for my striking, not all, because I didn't have
I was
hands for that. It was because of my grappling. I was a really good wrestler, and I bulked up like when I got out of the military, and I was lifting a lot more weights and stuff. So
I was gonna say, was it lifting or was it the eating the food? Because
All of
mine
it.
was it. Yeah, definitely it was the
all
eating
of it.
the food.
Yeah, the eating the food, the lifting, and then within like 3 months, I was like, I took a fight without the coach's consent, acknowledgement. I just didn't put the gym's name on it, and I was like, I just wanted to fight. My best friend cornered me at the time, and another friend of mine, and I did a couple smokers where I literally would drive out into these casinos and fight in this cage, and like only a few dozen people that
that's some like
knew me would come out.
Street Fighter shit.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, we were in this like octagon looking ring thing. They were called Bad Boy Fight Nights. It was crazy. It was supposed to be like a boxing tournament, but they sprinkle in a little bit of a unsanctioned MMA, in the ring. It definitely should have been going on.
They got to get people out there, man. Yeah, for sure.
But I did a couple of those, and then that was it. I started my official amateur career, and
did you win that fight?
I did.
There you go, right off the top.
It was ironic enough because the guy that I had knocked out, it was my first fight. I knocked him out. The fight prior, the card prior, there was rumors that he had actually knocked out the guy that he had fought within like 10-15 seconds. So everybody's like, dude, he has the fastest knockout on the last card. Like this is not a good first fight for you. And I'm looking at everybody, and I was like, I'm not fucking scared of anybody.
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, cool. So my first fight, I am fucking terrified. I am
You didn't
mortified,
let anybody know
No,
you were talking
absolutely
that
not.
shit. Yeah.
Bro, you get to know me a little bit better. I talk a lot of shit, but I'm a good person. You know?
Yeah.
I mean well, and but I'll run my fucking mouth till the death of me. Just how I was raised, man. That's how I was born, unfortunately. And I'm working on a lot of things as far as like, you know, positive reinforcement and giving people positive, you know, feedback and things like that, because that's not healthy.
Yeah.
So I work on those things, but I'm still always gonna talk shit. You know.
Dude, that's the fighter game.
It
I
is.
mean, obviously, like I love Conor McGregor.
Me too.
Strictly because like that dude just knows how to talk.
And people
crap.
try to talk shit and tell me like, oh, you pull the Conor McGregor. Like, dude, if people that know me are like, dude, no, this motherfucker's been since I wrestled in high school. I used to talk shit to kids when I would wrestle in high school.
Yeah.
While I was grappling, people would be on top of me. I was like, turn me, bitch, turn me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if my shoulders out of place right now, and I'm like, fucking turn me. Like,
yeah, you're just gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And that's something that I think is so key in the game, is that you have to be able to get inside your opponent's head, because right, they're training mentally, they're gonna be really ready physically, but if you can outlast them mentally and just break them down. I mean, with his fight with was it Mayweather? Like, he showed up 45 minutes late.
Yeah.
Like, let Mayweather take all the questions, and then I'm gonna show up late, and then he just like talks crap. He's like, I can be here. Like, I don't care if I'm late. Like that's how you have to do in the fight game. Like, it's a little different in team sports, because like you're like, oh, I'm a team and all that shit. But when it's like you can do whatever you want.
Absolutely.
And you can pop off with it.
Yeah. That's what I always tell people. I'm like, man, I was like, you motherfuckers are so lucky I was a drunk. I was like, you guys are so lucky.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, people will tell you, man, like I have professional UFC fighters, you know, that I'm friends with, or I used to be friends with, and they tell me, they told me like, dude, you're probably one of the most talented kids we've ever met. You're one of the biggest, or I've also heard you're one of the biggest waste of talents we've ever met. You know, it's like, that's a rough one to fucking hear, man.
That's a tough one to hear.
You got people that are at a very high level in this game, and they're sitting here being like, bro, you're pissing it away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, whatever, here's another whiskey shot.
Yeah.
You know, like, fuck, dude.
You don't think about it at the time, but like
don't.
really then later on when it hits you, you're like, wow, I really did piss that away.
Yeah. And now it's scary because now I'm in the gym and I don't drink, you know, and I've been sober almost 6 months here in a few weeks.
Nice.
And,
Congratulations,
thank
man.
you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's funny enough that I didn't even I was already kind of stopped drinking, and I would drink gradually.
Yeah.
But just one morning after my birthday, the weekend after my birthday, I woke up, looked at my girlfriend, I looked at my roommate, and I was just like, I don't think I'm gonna drink anymore.
Yeah.
And they're like, really? And I was like, yeah. And then I said it, dude, thousands of times.
Yeah.
For years. And then a couple weeks went by, and then I was like, looked at my girlfriend. I was like, I haven't drank in a couple weeks. She's like, oh. I was like, you know, maybe I'll just do it on vacation. And the next thing you know, a couple months go by, and I'm like, why do I even fucking drink?
Yeah.
It literally has caused every problem in my life.
Yeah.
For me personally, you know, it's caused every problem in my life.
Oh yeah.
I you know, like I said, like I can remember specific bad times where I've hurt people, but I can't remember all the great times that I say I've had. I can't remember those because they're so fucking casual, and they're always there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had this false sense of like belief that I had to be accepted by these people, because if I wasn't accepted, then it was, you know, the clout. I wanted clout, the fucking clout, bro.
For sure.
I don't give a shit about that now, you know, and that's what I think where my mentality's changes. I don't need to booze. I don't need to go out. I don't need to be around bitches and bottles, and I don't need that stuff, man. I got a good woman at home, and
mastering your craft.
Now I'm mastering my craft, and I never was a student. I was always an athlete, and I was always the arrogant motherfucker that would go in there and could beat people up hungover. But as I started getting older, it started getting harder.
Oh,
It started getting harder.
Those hangovers hit different. Yeah.
2 day long. Bro.
Yeah.
2 day hangover.
Well, no, I mean, I fought the same way. Like, alcohol, and the military was really where I dove into it, and I've had like my dark days, but there were times that it was like, yeah, okay, like I really need to figure it out at this point. I need to not rely so much on drinking and just find something that I love to do that doesn't involve getting drunk every single day. And I fought those demons for so long. And it was literally one day. I remember I woke up so drunk, so like hungover. My door was locked for some reason. Like, I guess I locked everybody out. I got in the fields or something like that. Yeah. And I just like looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to drink for a while. And I took like a little 6-month hiatus. Now I've controlled it now, so I continue to drink. But still, those battles are, dude.
Yeah. I don't go to like, I'm not an AA or anything like that. I'm a firm believer in like, I think you can truly not be an alcoholic anymore, and I know that AA is like, once you're an alcoholic, you're always an alcoholic, and I don't believe in that.
I don't believe that either.
You know what I mean? I believe I was codependent. I had certain issues that drew me to alcohol when I was depressed and sad and angry, because I did go through that, you know, and I almost did commit suicide a few years back. And
wow,
I'm happy to say that I did beat depression, and that I'm 100% depression free, and I'm very happy in my life. And
that's awesome. So
to say that you can't beat depression is bullshit, because I say that I was firsthand 1 second away from killing myself. And
Wow.
I got a text message from my mom that says, "Is everything okay? I feel something." She said something was off in the message.
Dude, I got goosebumps.
Me
bro.
too, bro.
Yeah.
I was fucking driving on the freeway at 125 miles an hour, and I just didn't want to do it anymore because because of somebody that didn't want to be with me anymore. You know, and
Yeah,
something
something-
stupid.
Yeah.
And I was driving at 125 miles an hour, and I remember I was just gonna throw my car into the wall. And right when I was gonna do it, my phone lit up in my cup holder, and I looked down, and that's all I could see. And I
It's your mom.
pulled over to the side of the road, and I started screaming and crying because, like, I'm an only child, and I know my mom told me that if I ever died, not even commit suicide, then my mom's like, I don't know how I would live.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say that you know, it's a very selfish act, and that's why I'm always here for anybody that
Yeah.
wants to talk about it and try and fight depression. That's one of my goals in life, is that I want to do you know, motivational speaking
For
and
sure.
talk about that kind of stuff, because I do believe you can beat it, and I think with the right guidance, you know.
Yeah.
The people always say that that they think that the opposite of sobriety is of alcoholism is sobriety, but it's
No.
not. The opposite of alcoholism is acceptance.
Yeah.
You know, people just want to feel accepted, man. So when you start categorizing people as alcoholics and start telling them that they're this and they're that,
Yeah.
it's very demeaning, and it's very and our system in this world is made to essentially make those kind of people lose.
Like outcasts. Yeah. I mean, and when it comes to that, it's very crazy how much like that actually plays in the mentality game, and how much like that can wreck your head and make you want to do things like that. And it's crazy how like one small thing can change just your completely outlook on life. Like a text message from your mom. For me, I've fought my demons as well in the military and stuff, and you know, certain people helped me through that.
Yeah.
I remember I actually called my parents and my girlfriend from Italy on Christmas Day, and I just cussed them out. I don't know why. I was drunk, and I was just like, you know what, I'm angry because I can't be there. They can't be with me. It's Christmas. Like, this is bullshit. So I really lost it, and the next day I woke up and I was like, wow, like that was the worst thing I could do. Like, my parents were flying there in 3 days to come see me,
Right.
and for some reason I just wanted to snap, but they talked me down after that, and I was just like, you know, that was one of those things I have to live with. I still tell them to this day that I'm sorry about that, because no one should be treated like that, but that's part of like the mentality part that goes into it, and it can be rough. And I mean, your mom had you young, correct?
She was 15 years old. She was
15
pregnant at
years old.
14, man. She didn't even. I talked to her about it to this day, and she's like, I was like, what were you thinking? She goes, I fucking wasn't. I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
She goes, I was a kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Literally a kid, raising a kid.
14 years old. That's insane. So what was life like growing up? You
My
said
mom-
it was kind of moving around and not always in the best neighborhoods.
Yeah, we grew up not always in the best neighborhoods, you know, on the west side of Phoenix and Glendale and North Phoenix areas around there. And my mom always tried to put me in, you know, the better schools in those areas. And so she tried to do a really good job at that. But, you know, my mom worked 3-4 jobs, and I will say that the one thing I don't think I ever gave her enough credit for is, like, I think a lot of people like to compliment their parents on like the materialistic things they gave them.
Yeah.
Hey mom, thank you so much. You gave me all these shoes, all this clothes, all this shit. But I realized like how fucked up the world is right now. Like with all this, you know, and you see all this stuff on social media and shit. And it's like, I'm like, dude, I didn't know half this shit was going on.
Yeah.
And I look at my mom and I was like, thank you for sheltering me from a lot of this ugly shit, because I don't know who I would have turned out to be.
Yeah.
To think that I was a fucking drunk for the last 3.5 years and I did some things I'm not proud of, and they always seemed very wrong to me, and I just don't know why I would do it. And I guess I knew why I would do it, because I would was drunk and I was fucking popping Molly and doing coke, and I didn't know left from right at the, you know, and as long as I got my fix, that's all I fucking cared about. As long as I was able to go to Old Town and try and get bottle service, and I didn't have any fucking money, dude. I was broke. I didn't have any money.
But half
I
the
was
people
one of
that
those.
go- yeah,
I was
they don't have
one of
that
those.
money.
I wasn't even a $60,000 millionaire, you know. So it's
Yeah.
embarrassing, dude. And it's like, now that things have turned around for me, I look back at it, and it's you know, I asked my mom. I told my mom the other day, I was like, I always thanked you for like working 3 jobs and buying me shit. That's
Yeah.
stupid. That's asinine to me. I should have thanked you for the lessons you taught me. You know what
Teaching
I mean? Like
me,
I realized when this pandemic started, I was getting like upset with my friends about their political views, and I was like, getting angry about those things. And then I remember I had to like sit back and take a step back and look at everything full circle and look at it. And I said, all my friends are different people. Like, if you meet my best friends, I don't have a big circle of friends.
Yeah.
And the close best friends that I have are all fucking different people. But what's the same about them is their mannerisms. They say please and thank you. They push their cart back when they go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I need something and I call them, they'll drop what they're doing to come be with me and help me. So that's what I realized. Like, that's what my mom taught me to look at in people, not who the fuck they voted for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or what they buy or anything like that.
What they buy or what's on their you know, the watches they wear, the shoes they wear.
Shoes, clothes, all that stupid stuff, man.
You know what I mean?
I definitely, that's one thing I take pride in right now. Something that I didn't really always, but taking pride in the fact that people around you want to be around you, and that they want to be around you not because of what you have or what you're doing or who you are, but they just like you for who you are, and so they want to support what you're doing. They don't care if it's like $1 million, you know, business venture or it's a flipping podcast, you know, like they're just like jacked for you. They want to see you succeed. Those are the type of people you need around. I think I post that on my Instagram like once a week.
Yeah.
And I don't know if people are getting mad about that or getting annoyed. I really don't care. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy once that
But if people get
changes.
mad about that shit, those are the kind of people that it's
you don't need around.
You don't need around. Those people that just, they're bitter, man. It's a tough thing to accept, but I had to finally come full circle with this, and it's one of the people that I actually follow and read their books and stuff. Jordan Peterson. He's he's a psychologist, very, very knowledgeable man. But he talks about how like, dude, it's a simple answer. We just refuse. We as human beings are the biggest liars to ourselves.
Yeah.
We like, imagine if we sat here and why do I expect you and you to treat me a certain way and hold you to a certain standard, but I won't hold myself to that standard as a person.
Yeah.
I won't take care of myself when I'm sick. If I'm supposed to be taking medication, I'll think the doctor's lying to me, you know, but if I take my dog to the vet, I don't think the doctor's lying about my dog.
Yeah.
I'm going to give my dog the medicine appropriately, right?
Exactly what
But somehow we refuse to look at ourselves as if we were from the outside in, you know what I mean? And I think what's changed for me is I can completely have that conversation with my conscience.
You're able to do that, yeah.
And now I can look at myself full circle, and that the one voice that was always in my head telling me to do the right thing, but that I would always do the bad thing.
You listen to the good
I
voice
listen
now.
to the good voice now,
Yeah.
and I can't hear the bad voice anymore. And it's crazy because now the bad voice is very quiet, and the good voice is very loud.
Yeah, and once you break through that mental barrier, man, like it opens like
and that
some
just starts with
crazy
stop
doors.
lying to your fucking self about things, man. Hey, if you're fucking lazy, admit it. I had to sit there and I had a huge, dude, I've had so many epiphanies in the last 6 months. I can't even start with it. It's crazy. And I had to sit here and just look at myself, and it's like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What is really wrong with you, and what do you really want out of life? And first I started with, well, first of all, you don't wake up at an appropriate time. You wake up whenever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
That's already,
that's
you're starting your day
one,
off for chaos. You're starting your day off to fuck your day up.
Yeah.
Because think about anybody that you know that's successful that wakes up whenever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
Think about it.
No one.
Yeah. You know, and maybe like for me, waking up late now is 6 a.m. I'm up at 3:30 or 4. I get excited to wake up my day. I'm not telling everybody to wake up at 4 a.m. But dude, I get excited to wake up now. Like, it's like I wake up, I have to look at the clock and it's 3:30 and my girlfriend's like, babe, go back to bed till 4 o'clock, please.
Yeah.
Like, you know what
Mine's
I mean?
the same way.
Yeah. I get up, I meditate, and like I do, you know, so I have my routine now, and and it all started with just
having that serious conversation with yourself.
Absolutely. And I had to sit here and be like, who are you as a person? And I was like, you're a liar. You are disorganized. You are this, you are that. You're not committed. You know what I mean? The only time that I felt that I wanted to work hard is if somebody was watching me, which is fucking crazy to think about. But that's the only reason I thought I would make it through Buds, because it was more embarrassing for me to get up and walk out and ring that bell.
Yeah.
And it's funny, my instructor told, there was about 15 of us, and he said, if you end up getting to Buds, it was me and my other friend, Christian Pramraj. He said, I think you two are the only ones that are going to make it through Buds. And out of 15 people that had contracts,
wow,
or that were getting contracted and that were trying to get to Buds.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I was like, damn, that's some real shit, you know, because there's 15 dudes that I thought that swam faster than me.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? So that's like, he saw something in me, you know, and I think it was that stubbornness. And it's crazy to say that, like, I was the guy that I wouldn't work hard when nobody was looking. But if
it's
somebody
only when someone was looking.
But if somebody was looking, you better believe that I was fucking die.
Yeah.
Like, I would not.
You're not gonna.
I can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm doing 500 push-ups hungover, like, I'm gonna fucking do them more like as fast as I possibly can.
Yeah. You're banging. That's the biggest thing. So, we actually had this family friend, and my dad says this all the time to the point where it's almost like annoying, but it resonates with me every single time. We had this family friend growing up. Whenever you would ask him like, "Hey, how you doing?" He'd be like, "Good," when no one's looking. And it's like that's where it's true, because when everyone's looking, that's when you can like kind of hide shit and be like, okay, yeah, I'm doing good. Look at me. Like everyone's looking at me. The second you get out of everyone's sight, that's when the real test comes. Like that's when it makes or breaks you of like who you are, how you actually are to different people, and how you treat people. Because eventually that stuff's gonna come out.
Absolutely.
People are gonna find out. But and it's amazing that you overcome that, man. That's amazing to hear. But I want to get into the fight game. Because, man, I was so jacked when I heard I was going to have an MMA fighter. Come on. Your first professional fight.
Yes.
Tell me about it. What was it like? The hype? Were you jacked? Who'd you fight?
So, all right, we'll get into my career now. So, starting out my professional career was actually a surprise. I was actually still an amateur, and World Series of Fighting, who was the third largest promotion in the world at the time, they're now PFL. So they're the ones that do the tournament throughout the year, and then you win $1 million if you win the tournament.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
okay,
so they're still really big. They're still like top 5, but they were top 3 when I had one of the promoters reach out to me, and they go, hey, do you know anybody at 135 pounds at your gym that's a professional fighter wanting to fight this guy named Juan Archuleta? He's 5-0. Like 4 or 5 knockouts. He's a D1 All-American from Purdue. He wrestled at Purdue.
Of course.
And I'm like, oh, let me send me the footage and I'll ask around. I knew a lot of fighters. So I have a fight about 2 or 3 weeks out from there in California. I'm going to fight in Palm Springs at one of the casinos.
Nice.
And so I was already cutting weight, getting in shape. And like I had watched the guy's video. I started looking at his videos and I was like, this dude's stand-up sucks. And I was like, all right.
Peeling it apart already.
And I'm 22 years old when I turned professional.
Okay.
So I'm 22 years old. I was the #1 prospect in the country as an amateur. So I'm feeling myself, you know, top 5. I like to say #1, but top 5, you know.
For sure.
But, so it was, I hit my coach up and I was like, Coach, I think we can beat this guy. And he was like, send me the video. I sent him the video. We met up. He's like, come meet me for dinner. We met for dinner. We watched the video.
Talk it over, yeah.
We talked it over. We watched it, and he said, it's a big move. Are you ready? He's like, I think you could beat him too. He's like, this is not an easy debut. And I was like, I know that. And I said, I don't care. I want to do it. Like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I did it. That was probably my biggest payday to this day. It was taking that fight last minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, but yeah, they paid me really well because they took it last minute, and there was
they need somebody.
The fight was one of the first fights on national TV, so it was like my pro debut was on national TV for the third largest organization in the world, and I'm fighting a guy that's 5-0 with 4 or 5 knockouts.
Yeah,
and I'm like, okay, this shit just got real.
Slapped you right in the face.
Yeah, dude. So I remember I fucking stiffened up when we started walking out.
Got that tight butthole.
Oh yeah, dude. It was everything.
That's a baseball term right there.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck, dude. Like, this is some real shit. So we get in the cage. I remember homeboy whips my ass that first round. I come in, dude. I feel like I can't even throw a punch. My arms are so heavy. My legs are heavy. I'm like, I probably wasn't even in the proper stance. Like, if they had this fight online, I would want to watch it now because I'd be curious to see what I look like.
For sure.
Like, probably like a human boner or something. So then this dude just fucking blast doubles me and just fucking takes me down, and I'm like, luckily I'm very good at not getting hit. I don't know if it's like the fucking squirminess in me or what, but like I do really well not getting hit on bottom.
Okay.
And I think it's because I frame really well.
Yeah.
And
that's that wrestling right there.
Exactly. Framing,
coming in,
hips, roll, everything. And so I'm just getting my ass beat. This dude has Joe Daddy Stevenson in his corner, who's a UFC vet.
Oh, geez, okay.
Yeah. So he's, Joe Daddy screaming at him, keep going, keep working. This dude's trying to drop bows. I'm blocking it. I'm blocking a lot of this shit, but it's, it's some of the stuff's coming through, and it's like, I'm like, motherfucker, man. I'm thinking in my head the whole time, what do you think's going through my head? Let me ask you. What do you think's going through my head?
I'm done. I'm screwed.
What's going through my head the whole time? I was like, you motherfucker. When I get up, I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to fucking kill you. And it wasn't even anything that he landed. It was one punch or one elbow. He fucking elbowed me. I remember it hit me. And when you ever like hit your elbow or you get something and you're like, fuck, you get mad. It hit me one time and it just aggravated me. And I remember
and that lit you off.
And I started getting up on the cage, and I got up and I started getting out. And this motherfucker picks me up, and like I try to grab the cage because he double legs me to fucking moon and back and drops me down. And then I'm like, all right, new game plan. So then I calm down again, and he just keeps beating the shit out of me, and like the Joe Daddy's screaming like, stop the fight. And I'm like, dude, come on, man, I'm blocking everything, but it's getting close, man. It's getting really close, and I'm starting to get desperate at this point. At this point, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah,
gonna come
so
back
now I'm really going to impact. At first, it was like, okay, I'm fine, I'm okay, and then it starts going to like, this kid is not letting up.
Yeah,
he's putting a lot of pressure on me. So how the fuck am I going to adjust to this? And sure enough, I hear the 10-second bell, and I was like, oh my God, I'm fucking
just gotta
sick.
last. Yeah,
and he just kept fucking wailing on me, right?
Yeah.
Brr, fucking siren goes off, dude. He gets up, he looks up, and he looks like he's pretty beat. You know,
he's
like,
gassed, dude.
He's like he's not 100% gassed because the dude motherfucker was in shape. Okay. But he got up, and you can tell like his blood was pumping. Like he wasn't fresh, and he was sweaty. And I got up, and I felt fresh. I was like, I'm a little beat up and punched
Took some
and shit,
licks, yeah.
But I spent that whole round on my back, you know. So I was like, all right, cool. So I get up and walk to the corner. I sit down, and I look over at my coach, and he looks at me and he goes, all right, did you get the fucking butterflies out of the stomach there, princess?
Are you ready now?
Yeah, he's like, you fucking ready now? And I looked at him and I was like, yeah, I'm good, coach. I was like, fuck, all right, thank God. He's like, can we throw a fucking punch, please? I was like, yes. So, because even on bottom, I probably wasn't even throwing anything. I was like,
you're just defending.
Yeah, dude. I was just like, bro, I was fighting in front of thousands of people, you know, on TV.
TV too, yeah.
I had just gotten over the nerves as a professional, as an amateur, you know, and then all of a sudden, this shit. I was supposed to go pro later that year, not this early in the year.
Not this early, yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm like, all right, and he goes, fucking, you know, gives me a slap on the head, and he goes, let's go, man. Get in there, bro. Let's go. You know, start using your jab, stay on the outside, use your low kick. Cool. Go out there. Sure enough, jab, low kick, throws him off balance. We're sitting there. I'm jabbing. I throw a fast ass switch kick to the body, and he like looks, and you just hear Joe Daddy, his coach, don't stand with him. You don't want to stand with him. Go to the ground right away. You know, so he knew, and I'm like, all right, motherfucker, get ready for it. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to throw one more kick. I go to throw a kick. This dude shoots in so fucking fast. I partially land the kick, and we land in this really awkward position. And then I'm like, okay, I'm in a really weird position, but I realize that his arm and his head is inside in between my legs.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh shit. And I am like, I need to adjust. And I hear Joe Daddy start screaming, watch the triangle.
Watch the triangle, yeah.
And right as he said that, I'm like, fucking grab my shin and I lift the triangle. And he's in there, bro. He starts fucking hammer fisting my face, and he's dropping bombs. And I'm like, I am not fucking letting go of this. And I just hear, adjust your hips.
Yeah.
Adjust my hips. I start squeezing, and he tapped out. And the first thing that I thought when I let go, I was like, holy shit. I just made like $4,000.
Damn.
That was the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh my God, I just made
thought,
all
like,
this money.
My bank account, maybe.
My bank account, you know, because I've never really had that much money at one time.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't grow up like that, you know, and like, I never had a job that paid more than fucking maybe $18, $19 an hour. So it's like, holy shit, that's the first thing I thought of when I got up. It's crazy. I think about that now, but I got up and I was like, oh,
and you gave him his first L too.
Bro, Juan Archuleta is in Bellator. He just fought for the title a couple months back. He is 24-2. He fought Fabricio Pitbull. Fabricio couldn't even finish him. He took him all 5 rounds. I'm the only person that's finished Juan Archuleta in his career. So that's why I say, like, these motherfuckers are lucky I was a drunk most of my career, because now that I'm not, and I'm focused, and my weight's down, and I'm ready. As soon as I get my record back in the green, man, because right now I have 5 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw, which that draw should have been a win, but we can talk about that one later. But yeah,
those eyes were like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So I have a shit record right now, but I have a fight coming up. I get that win, and I win, you know, 2 or 3 more fights. My record's back in the green.
Yeah,
I have
more opportunities.
I have a very, very big statement that I need to make in Bellator.
Yeah.
The guy that fought for the title that's still top 5, or he's a top 3 contender still in Bellator. He's top 5 in the world.
Yeah.
I'm the only person to finish that, man. That's not a fluke. That's not luck. You know what I mean?
No.
The guy, one of the best. Fabricio is the 135 and the 145 pound champion. You know what I mean? Like,
and you pinned him down, or you tapped him out,
or so
I'm gonna find this text message real quick. I'm gonna look this up because you texted me something, and I'm gonna read it to y'all because this dude was crazy. So I asked him, you know, we're getting everything put together. I'm gonna find this. Hold on. Maybe I didn't get it. Oh yeah, you're like, yeah, it's getting pushed to August, your fight. And I was like, dang. I was like, all right, I'm still gonna buy the pay-per-view. And you're like, yeah, they're making it worse on the opponent, letting me train longer. That came through my DMs, and I was like, I hope I don't piss this dude off in the studio right now.
I honestly don't even think I meant to send that to you. I
Oh,
think I
really?
was texting someone else because everybody. I think I had sent you that right when they had told everybody that the fight got pushed back, and then you had messaged me about COVID or something, that shit got closed down or something.
Yeah, that
I forgot what it was.
Certain stipulations. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I meant to send that to one of my friends, cause, or somebody that was asking like, "Hey, what's going on with the fight?" And I think it was one of my teammates or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think I meant to send that to you. That's so funny.
This
That'd
is
be a
like
really weird thing to send you because you don't know me like that.
Dude, but I was jacked about
No,
it.
yeah,
I was
I was
like,
like-
that's the type of energy I want coming on the show. But at the same time, like,
I mean, I'm not
gonna ask
ashamed
him
about
any-
it, but yeah, no, it's so funny that you got that.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm not gonna piss this dude off in the studio. Like, you want Twizzlers, man? Have all the Twizzlers. We got you the extra large size of Twizzlers just for that.
I love it. No, man. So no, that's funny you read that. It's very true. I think anybody people that didn't really believe it until they saw me in their gym and they came in. You know, I go some of my buddies and they saw me spar and they're like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's real.
I
now.
still talk a little bit, but you know what I mean. Like I talked a lot in the past,
Mhm.
but that was out of arrogance.
Yeah.
This is different. You know what I mean. I don't talk as much, but when I do talk, it's out of confidence.
Yeah,
And,
and this is now you're getting ready for the fight and everything like that, and you have to deal with COVID now. But like, you're still, dude. I see all your stuff all the time of you training, and I'm like, this dude is just finding a way.
It's funny, bro. My girlfriend was talking about it. She was like, I was like, yeah, I was like, fucking just Bellator just calls me tomorrow, you know, like, or next week. And she was like, I was like, these motherfuckers are going to try and call me last minute and try and give me a bullshit fight. And Tamara looks at me, as my girlfriend, and she's like, what does it matter? You're like really close to weight and you're in shape. And I looked at her and I was like, oh, fuck, you're right. This is like the first, because, bro, my whole career since I started fighting, bro, from the time I started winning an MMA gym, I had a fight 3 months later. I have been competing in MMA consistently for like 6 years.
Wow.
And I've always had something coming up.
Yeah.
You know, even when I was fucking drinking.
No lull time.
No. Yeah. And like I recently, like a couple, took like a year and a half hiatus, but that was like just due to my drinking and stuff like that.
For sure.
And I was still in the gym and whatnot. But,
Yeah. No, but that's crazy. Like, how have you done it? Like, what are some tips that you do? We're not going to give everything away because I don't want your opponents to know. But, like, what are some things that you did that you had to adjust in COVID to really – you can't be in gyms and shit.
They can know, but they can't stop it.
They can't stop.
They
Okay.
can't stop it.
Let's go.
I gave myself an absolute – I know – so it goes back to fucking looking at yourself in the mirror and sitting here and accepting who the fuck you are and then realizing how you can go from there.
Yeah.
So I had to sit here and analyze myself, and I said, who are you as a person? I said, you're a fucking procrastinator. You're a person that won't do something if it's not – right there and just fucking easy for you to do, right? So I said, how can we change that? I'm gonna put fucking a gym in my house. I put an
That's
entire
what
gym
you
in
had
my
to
house.
do, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously that stuff costs money.
Yeah.
So originally when the pandemic started, I had left my job. I was let go from my job right before.
Okay.
And I didn't know what I was gonna do, but I was already considering leaving. I wasn't happy. I realized that I wasn't happy sitting at a desk for 10 to 12 hours a day. I wasn't reaching my potential.
Yeah. That's 10 hours you're missing of training.
Bro, absolutely. And it was hard to grasp what I was going to do. And when the pandemic started, I didn't know what to do. And if I can take my $1,200 and invested it in with the right things, I got equipment. I started outsourcing my work. I've always worked in sales and marketing. So I started, my buddies that had companies that needed sales work from home because they were like, I need to sell since they can't be out
they can't
selling.
Be out
so I was like, I'm good at selling. Let me sell for you. They did that. I made a little bit of money doing that. I started finding things at Goodwill and selling them for like
flipping them
way more. I found things like TRX bands for like $8 and you can sell that shit for $150 online.
Yeah.
So I was doing stuff like that, making money. I was buying I bought weights really cheap in the beginning of the pandemic.
Smart.
And then I sold them for a shit ton of money.
Dude, so that was one thing. Like, so many people did that in the pandemic. Like, I put out like a little hit on Facebook or something for like 35
I would never do that.
dumbbells.
I would never do that for toilet paper, by the way, or toilet paper,
toilet
any
paper
water,
did
any of that. But I did do that with weight, and I know where you're going with this because I was like, I know people were upset about it. The way I looked at it, I was like, you know what, bro? If somebody has the money to pay $250 for a fucking one dumbbell, then they have the money. You know, then they're not hurting in life. So I don't feel bad.
Then
I'm
you're gonna use the dumbbell.
But if I'm sitting here and I'm trying to fucking charge someone $500 for a roll of toilet paper, that's a whole other story. That's not about that.
I literally, like, people were just like, yep, it's $150 for a set of 40, and I'm like, really? Yeah. Like, I can go buy sand for that. And they're like, yeah, I'm sorry, like that. I'm sticking to the price. And I was like, okay, cool.
$2 or $3 a pound, man. It was crazy. I don't think mine was that expensive. I think I got it for like $2.50 a pound max.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like I wasn't like, there's people like $4 a pound. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
dude, I've had people. I posted a joke about my gym one day at a picture. And I was like, I posted it for sale for like $10,000. It's not worth that much.
Yeah.
I didn't even spend $1,000 on it, and people were like, "What does it all come with?" People started messaging me, like private messaging.
They really
me.
wanted to know.
And I'm like, "This is my shit. I'm joking. No, you fucking.
Yeah.
This is what I was making a joke about. You fucking leeches." No, but so that was I essentially gave myself no excuses to fucking fail. It was like, I have to be at practice at 5:30. What do I have to do? Practice is easy. I just got to show up, and once I'm in front of the fucking coach, I'm gonna do what I'm told.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
As long as you're right spot, right time.
I've already established that I do what the fuck in front of people. I won't give up. I won't quit. So I've already established that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what about when nobody's looking? What if I just start off with something light? So I built my own gym. It was like, I didn't have a lot of money, so I started building, squat racks and shit like that.
Whatever you can,
anything
man.
I could, and then eventually I had these like ghetto mats, and then eventually I started making more money, and the more money I made, the more shit I bought, and next thing you know, I have a whole fucking training facility at my house. I got 100 square feet of mat. I got a whole pulley system for pulleys.
Cable pull down.
Everything, bro. I got a squat rack, bench rack, dumbbell rack. So and here we are now, and it's crazy to think that if I told you that you would not recognize who I was 6 months ago, you wouldn't believe me. But I would tell you right now, it's true.
Oh yeah, and it's crazy. Like I talked about this in episode 2. Like, you either grew during COVID or you went backwards. Basically, a lot of people will be like, "Oh, I stayed the same." No, you didn't. Like, you had an opportunity to grow, and you either grew or you didn't. You kind of fell backwards, and it seems like you grew and you just kind of like shot up. Which, that's again going back to what we talked about earlier. That's the type of people I want to be around, because those people are continuously going to grow. If they can grow during COVID, where the entire country shut down, they're going to grow I don't even know the right word, but like they're going to grow amazingly if when everything opens back up, and that's coming on its way. And then you have a fight. That fight's coming September 4th, man. I'm so jacked for you. I'm going to buy the pay-per-view. That's for sure. But we're kind of running out of time, guys. I don't have a giveaway for you this weekend. I'm going to kind of take a break because kind of saw that a lot of people were getting pissed that they had to tag 3 friends in my posts all the time. So we're going to take a little break from the giveaways, guys. But this was a great episode. Thank you so much for coming on,
Absolutely,
man. Anything you want to say before we call it quits?
I don't, man. I want to just say thank you to you for having me on the show. I want to say thank you to my gym, J Pages Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. My teammates over there as well. I want to say thank you to my mother, Sophia Diaz, for always holding it down. My girlfriend, Tamara Pollock, and Lincrest Media for being one of my sponsors, as well as Scottsdale Nights. You see the hat. Thank you to Jem Ray and Scottsdale Nights. They always hold it down, even though I don't drink. They still always throw an amazing after party.
There we go. I'm coming. I got to come to that.
Yeah, I'll
be on the after party.
It's fun, man.
You got to say something to your opponent. Do you know who your opponent is?
Yeah, it's fuck, dude. I think it's some homeless guy that's like sitting outside of.
Oh wow, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. The shit talk game is great.
His name is JT or Jeffrey Wells. We have some history. I've already actually, I'm not going to bring it up, but we've sparred in the past, and let's just say it wasn't good for him, and I have pictures and videos. So it's going to be September 4th, pay-per-view. Keep an eye out. It's going to be a bad night for my guy.
Yes, sir.
Either on his face or on his back. Those are the only options he gets that night.
Man, I love it. I'm going to bring more MMA people on here. This is going to be like Joe Rogan part 2 right here. But no, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you guys love the episode. Make sure to like, subscribe on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify, everything like that. Go to my Instagram page at The Real Mayo Show. And I have my personal page as well, NI White11. Shout out your Instagram, my man. What is it?
At The Punisher _MMA for Twitter, Instagram, and then Facebook, Andres Ponce.
Yeah.
The Punisher.
The Punisher. That's real right there. And then also go follow my guy, best producer in the game, Nick Tantillo, Tantillo Productions. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you next week.